Support for this podcast comes from Shuby. Shuby makes it easy to take your customer service to the next level. Show your clients you care with their full line of extra large, extra durable products made specifically to protect their home or business. Shuby products were made by service professionals for service professionals. None of those cheap, thin shoe covers that tear on the job. Their booties are made tough. They have surface protection products for every floor type to make sure you don't leave behind scuffs or scrapes. And don't forget their coveralls, made with an extra long torso for ease of motion while keeping your uniform clean all day. Let Shuby prevent the hassle of cleanup by preventing the mess in the first place. Put your best foot forward with Shuby today. Visit their website at www.shuby.com or give them a call today and mention coupon code CPPOD10 to receive 10% off your next order.
Welcome to Successful Contractor, powered by CertainPath, formerly Success Group International, a show for residential contractors about residential contractors. We chronicle business journeys, share insights, and celebrate successes in this wonderful industry. I'm your host, Bob Houchin. As a reminder, all episodes of The Successful Contractor are available on YouTube as well as your podcast player of choice. And for more information on how CertainPath can put your contracting company on a certain path to success, visit our new website, www.mycertainpath.com, or give us a call at 866-299-8505. I'm excited to bring to you this interview. It's with Ben Bakeris, a salesperson with Bakeris Roofing in Runnells, Iowa. I've had the pleasure of knowing Ben's dad, Jeff, and their GM, Dawn, for many, many years. They're truly great CertainPath members. Their story we featured in our magazine we published for years and years back in the day. It's that good. But today, it's Ben's turn to shine a bit. He sold $2.2 million last year in 2021, and as of this interview, which happened at the beginning of May, he was already at $1.3 million. So he's poised for a record year. As you will hear, Ben succeeds by being positive. Even as a very young man, I think he's in his early 20s, he excels at connecting with people. It's easy to see why homeowners want to buy from him. For our roofing contractors watching and listening, I think you're really going to like this. Ben walks through his entire sales process with incredible detail. I hope this helps your sales team. So without further ado, here's Ben Bakeris of Bakeris Roofing in Runnells, Iowa. I hope you enjoy our conversation and take away a nugget or two. Ben, thanks so much for being on the show today. Really glad to have you. For those who haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, could you share with everyone your name, your company name, and where you guys are located?
Yeah. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Finally getting to be able on the podcast. Well, my name is Ben Bakeris. I was born and raised in Runnells, Iowa. That's where our company is located. I work for Bakeris Roofing, which my father started 32 years ago.
Right.
So,
and Runnells is how far outside of Des Moines? It's pretty much just on the outskirts, right?
Yeah, 10, 15 miles. You're looking at like a 15-minute drive, so not far at all.
Des Moines is a SGI stronghold. We have some great members in there. It's kind of funny. I mean, I know it's a booming town. There's a lot of people moving to Des Moines, but we've got some really good members, good representation in Des Moines.
Yeah, good.
So like you kind of insinuated, we've been trying to get this organized for a while. Originally, we had this scheduled to talk in Orlando at our last expo, but kind of share with everyone what your last couple of months have been like, what you've been doing.
Yeah, so my last couple months have been absolutely crazy. We're supposed to be at Expo, like you just said. We've had 3 hailstorms come through the area, a tornado. So I was out traveling. That got switched pretty quickly to come back. So I went from living the fun life to, working my 12-hour days. But it's been absolutely crazy. We're swamped with work. Now we've got sales guys. We're all booked out, I think, over a month already.
Wow.
Yeah, we're trying to keep up with everything, but the weather around here has been rainy and high winds constantly. So it's put everything pretty far back. But as far as, having our appointments, we're still doing great, and we're looking to have a record year.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, which is I think it's only about a 6-hour drive to Des Moines.
Yeah, it's not.
I think we've gotten the same weather. It's been I feel like a long spring, wet spring. I think it's rained every day this week, which I know is good and bad, right? Because it means more work, but you can't get anything done.
Yeah. It's just pushing us farther and farther back. So
well, I know you guys will figure it out. So how many salespeople do you guys have now?
So we have 4. We've got 3 others, and then including me, 4. My dad, the owner, he used to do sales for us as well. He's kind of weeded himself out, looking to kind of step outside of the company a little bit more.
Yeah.
So now more of the repair work actually, and then in the office quite a bit.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought Jeff really just enjoyed himself these days.
Yeah,
Don's the one who's really working the hard.
yeah, he's my boss.
Well, that's so you got to keep on the straight and narrow then if you're
Oh
reporting
yeah,
to
yeah.
Don.
She keeps.
Yeah, no, I've known them a long time. They're great people, great story. But let's talk about you. You had a great year last year. And that's why we're talking. We're a Crown champion, which within SGI slash CertainPath, as we're going through the rebranding, we're going to be known as CertainPath.
Yep.
Crown champions, anyone that does over $1.5 million. You did what last year?
Last year I did 2.2.
2.2, and then you were sharing before I hit record on this. Where are you at already in 22?
So far right now I'm at 1.3 million. And we didn't really work January or February, so in the last 3 months, it's been good. It's been good
That's
for
right.
us.
That's right. I was going to say this is being recorded on May 5th, so that's a pretty productive couple of months. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I know storms are good for business, but hopefully I'll see you at our next expo where you're getting your Crown Champion ring. And
I won't be missing that one. That one's for sure.
yeah, there you go. I'm not sure where it's at yet, but I'll hope to see you there.
Yeah.
But no, that's exciting stuff. That's great to hear, and I'm excited to learn your story and have you tell it, and then kind of your sales process.
Yep.
So let's go back to the story. I know your dad well. He started the business, he said 30 some odd years ago. I'm sure he drug you around to job sites and
Oh
everything.
yeah. It's hilarious because like I said, I've got a twin brother. When we were growing up, my dad, when he started the company, he worked for 5 years by himself. He was a
Right.
one-man show.
Yeah.
So between my mom working a full-time job and him, he would do new construction. So he would find a tree, dig up some dirt, put our trucks there, and me and Sam would play with our toy trucks.
Yeah.
Well, watched him roof. And that was childhood growing up a little bit,
Yeah.
until I became a stay-at-home mom. But yeah, dad put in countless hours and grew our reputable company to what we are now. So,
Did you think you were going to get into it, or were you like, I don't want any part of
oh,
this after seeing all that?
so, so at first I was like, all he does is work. The last thing I want to do is be up on a roof. Half my other family's chiropractors, so going into high school, that's kind of what I was leaning towards.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and then my would have been my freshman year of college in the summer at Iowa. I started working for Bakeris Roofing. I installed metal roofs for us for 2 years. Then I did repairs for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Started selling repairs, and once I graduated, I got a degree in marketing. I said, "There's no way I go back to roofing." And then guess what? There I was, hammer in my hand, and I started over sales. And I've never looked back. I love everything I do, getting to meet
Yeah.
new people, and kind of make a name for myself, kind of like my dad has. So
Sure.
it's been good. It's
So
been
let's
good.
see, how long has it been then you've been back in the company in an official capacity? So how long has it been since you graduated?
Time since 2019,
2019.
and then I started sales in 2020. So
Okay.
my first year of sales, actually, I didn't start until September. I was selling repairs and doing repairs up to then. And then
Sure.
the ratio hit in August. And in September, they said, "Hey, do you want to start doing sales?" I said, "Well, yeah, that's why I'm here." They said,
Yeah.
"Perfect. Start tomorrow." And one SGI class at that point. So I was like, "What do you mean I ride along with someone tomorrow?" Or they're like,
Yeah.
"No, go home, start studying, go over all of our information. You got 3 appointments tomorrow."
Oh, wow.
I ended up selling my first ever sale I ever went to. I ended up selling it. I
Yeah.
really didn't know, obviously, what I know now.
Sure.
I've learned, but so that year actually, in the first 3 months, I sold 1.1 million,
Wow.
September to December.
Yeah.
So it's been a good. I guess I'm going on my third year now. Um,
Yeah. And that first year being during COVID, did that offer any additional challenges with
yeah,
some
yeah.
people not wanting to talk face to face?
Yeah. So you had people saying, "Hey, can we do it over Zoom, or can you just
Yeah.
send me a quote?" We're not a company who ever just sends quotes out.
Right.
Obviously, a big, important decision. So we sit down with you and go over a lot of information.
Yeah.
And then know you've got people who didn't want you to come into their house, which is completely fine. So
Sure.
I did a lot of my appointments were done over the hood of my van.
Yeah.
Uh, um, and then you obviously, initially, I've always been taught shake your hand right away.
Oh,
Anyone
sure.
new shake a hand. Well, now the whole shaking of the hand is awkward. Can I
Right.
shake? Can I not shake their hand?
Right.
Um, so COVID definitely brought in quite a few challenges.
Sure.
But then, as time progressed, obviously people started to relax a little bit more. I mean, you could start to tell, hey, this is a person where I'm going to be allowed into their house, or this is a person where I better stay 6 feet away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
You pick up on that pretty quick. I feel
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, correct.
That's interesting. But certainly added a big caveat to beginning in sales, having to navigate that.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
made it interesting for my first year, that's for sure.
Yeah. Before I wanted to get into your sales process and what you do on a call step by step. Before I get into that, how is it is it beneficial or is it challenging with a last name being the same as the company? They feel like you can wheel and deal and knock off $1,000. Oh, it's your company, right?
Yeah.
How do you navigate that?
So it's both.
Yeah,
Because the first things I say I guess once I actually sit down with the homeowner, we've gotten into the house, so we've already started building rapport and stuff like that. One of the first thing I say is, obviously, if you didn't catch my last name, I am the owner's son. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. I don't know. Uh,
good for you. Yeah,
One of my opening lines, but
yeah,
with new people, I think people who don't know really Bakeris Roofing and maybe they
yeah,
looked us up on the internet, that I think it's easier. Just knowing, hey, we're a family-owned business, things like that.
sure.
But when it comes to friends or obviously through my dad, I know a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah,
Then it gets to be kind of difficult because it's like, okay, get us the family friend discount price, and it's like
sure.
Bakeris Roofing doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
You want me to start paying for your roof,
right.
and is the difference.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of people who expect to get a
Oh
discount,
yeah, I bet. I bet.
but it's like, hey, this is business. I can't. I can't. I'm not the owner. I don't make
Right.
those. I give you a price, and obviously, I would love for you to move forward with us.
Right.
But again, so it's kind of back and forth.
Of
It
course.
can.
Sure.
But when you have friends and family, or
Yeah.
people that they think they know you, or they say, hey, remember I saw you that one time 4 years ago,
Yeah.
that's when it gets to be a little more difficult.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's funny. It makes sense. I always say it's sometimes easier to not do business with friends and
Yeah,
family.
yeah. So now our rule is don't do business with friends and family.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that's where things can go wrong, to
for
say.
sure. That's interesting. All right, well, good. Well, that's kind of a sneak peek into what we're going to talk about, and I'll circle back to that. So let's start about with you get sent on a sales appointment.
Yep.
How much do you know about the home before you go? What are you told?
So luckily with us, I see my appointments. I can see 2 weeks out for my appointments. So the first thing I do is I get on my calendar. I pull up the house on Google Maps.
Okay.
So okay, here's what the house is going to look like. Is this something obviously that we're going to bid, that we're not going to bid? Is it
Yeah.
steep? What's the scenario going on? So I get to
Sure.
see all that stuff before I even show up. And then I like to measure roofs personally. I, take pride in getting on every single roof. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
First thing to separate you from someone else. A lot of
Yep.
the companies now are just taking roof scopes, which is a satellite image.
Sure.
I can see, hey, I'm going to need a satellite image for this house. It's not measurable, so I can have that ordered and already ready to go before I show up for my appointment. Or I can say, hey, that's an easy one to measure. Another thing, we've got a great support system at Bakeris Roofing. So Shannon, she's one of our office ladies. She does a fantastic job of when she takes the call. I already know. Well, obviously, I know the person.
Yeah.
Um, I know, hey, is this storm damage? Are we doing a hail check? Is this a retail bid? How old's the roof?
Right.
So I know quite a bit of information before
Yeah.
I, get to the house, which is always nice.
That's good. Now, I've heard all sorts of crazy things. I'm interested. What do you do? Any internet? I hate to say stalking, but searching on the homeowner and maybe get on
So
Facebook. What are they like? Oh, are they an Iowa State fan? Or are they an Iowa fan? Because you don't want to bring up the wrong thing, right?
funny you say that. So actually from one of our from Bryce, who's another one of our sales guys, he's
Oh
been
yeah,
with
I
us.
know Bryce. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's an all-star in himself. So he's the one who told me, hey, before you walk into houses, look up the person on Facebook. You
Yeah.
can find information. So actually, last week I sold a roof to a lady. I looked her up on Facebook, found out she's got a mutual friend of mine.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
out of nowhere, I brought up the lady I know, and she actually had no clue. And she goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's one of my best friends." I said, "Really? I would have never guessed." Uh,
Yeah.
and that actually helped us build quite a bit of rapport to
Sure.
the sales. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
look people on Facebook. Not everyone, but a lot of the time I do. Yeah.
I would do the same thing. That's all right. I know lots of people who do it. So,
Yeah.
hey, if people put it out there, people are going to look at it.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now on your way, so you've done your research, whatever you can. Do you do anything to kind of prepare yourself, or you listen to certain music? Do you listen to
Yeah.
motivational stuff, or what do you do?
Yeah. So on my way, obviously, so the first thing I do is I give the homeowner a call.
Okay. Yeah.
30 minutes to an hour in advance and just say, hey, I'm obviously I introduce myself over the phone. Just make sure we're still on for our appointment. So that obviously starts building trust right away. Say, okay, he's prepared. Then I start asking them questions, even though I already know the answers to them, just
Right.
to get involved a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done with that, obviously I'm usually on my way there. And for me, I like to just clear my mind. So
Yeah.
I listen to music, um, all different types of music. I guess it's kind of what mood I'm in. And
Yeah.
I'm the guy who you look over and the guy's, bumping his head, doing a little,
Yeah.
um, all the way up. And then once I turn onto the street, that's when I turn the music off. I get everything ready in my van.
Okay.
I've got my folder already. So that way when I pull up, and I never park in the driveway, I always park on the street.
Yep.
But right when I park on the street, I'm out of my van and ready to go. So it's not like, okay, why did he pull up and now he's been sitting in his van for a little bit? It's
Right.
wow, up because most of the time they're waiting for you. So
Absolutely.
it's he pulled up, he's right out of his van, he's ready to go. And so that's kind of how I start before I even get to the house.
Sure, I like it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're all. I mean, I'm a home. We're all looking outside our blinds. Where's that guy at? And then what's he doing in there?
Yeah.
Is he, is he putting a cigarette out? That's the things that you see as
Yeah.
a homeowner. All right. So you park, you get out of the car quickly, you knock on the door, step back, and they greet you, they let you in. We talked about a little bit a minute ago. What you mentioned your last name, but maybe kind of walk us through how you begin that kind of process to get on a good common ground. Are you trying to offer a compliment early on, or
Yeah.
or
Yes.
what do you do?
So the first thing I do is when I walk up, we've got a team folder which just has information about our company in it.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do after I knock on the door, usually they'll step outside because they see I'm standing about 5 to 6 feet away from the door. I don't want to
Right.
be in the face, obviously. But the first thing I do is I say, "How's your day going?" And right then you can tell, okay, is this going to be a positive person? Is this going to be
Ooh.
a negative
Yeah.
person? How is this person going to react just to that? What's their tone going to be?
Sure.
Um, Obviously, I always set my tone kind of around that. But the first thing I always just say to everyone is, "How's your day going?" And no matter how they respond, they always ask back, "Well, how's your day going?" And
Yeah.
every single time my answer goes, "It's going great. I'm alive." And that's I go, "Yeah, apparently you're having a good day too. You're alive. We're
Yeah.
both having great days." And
Right.
that right there puts us onto a positive note where it's, "Hey, I'm positive." You get a smile out of them.
Yeah.
So my opening line. No
That's
matter it
great.
could be raining, and I'm like, it's raining, but we're alive, so
Right.
it's great.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
and then from there, I'll talk to them just kind of what my process is going to be. So obviously, insurance is different than retail.
Right.
Either right away, I hand them our folder. I tell them it's their homework. Look over it really quickly. We're going to be going over the information either way. But what I do is I'm going to get up on your roof. I'm going to take pictures. We document everything here at Bakeris Roofing. So that usually takes me about 5 minutes to take my pictures, depending on the roof. And then the retail, at that point, I'll let them know, hey, just so you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure your roof. I'm going to take pictures. And then I'm going to go sit in my van and I'm going to write up our proposal, get everything ready. That way, when I get into the house, I don't have to come back out. So that way,
Right.
when I am in the house, there's no interruptions. Everything's ready to go. And then if it's insurance, which obviously we've been doing a lot of,
Sure.
then I just say, hey, it's going to be 5 minutes. I'm going to hop up on your roof. We do like to go over your report, and some people are hesitant about giving you their report. But then explain to them, hey, we sell everything at a retail standpoint. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the report. You can black out the numbers, do whatever you want, but we're looking just to catch line items. A lot of insurance will forget line items and say I come out $1,000 above your report, a line item's missing. And that's how we catch it. So then right there, I build, trust with them saying, okay, he's not like the storm chasers looking to just match our report. He's looking
Yeah.
to help. So,
Right.
so at that point, that's when I take my pictures, I come back in, and for insurance, that's when we go over the entire insurance report. We can see what supplements need to be made.
Yeah.
And then I put everything into my Prosper, get a number, and I always call it the fun part. Um, and then that's when I sit down, I close my iPad. We don't talk about the numbers, and we go straight into Bakeris Roofing and why
Okay.
Bakeris is so important.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Let,
because
let, let me slow you down. Let me slow you down before we get into that part a little bit. How often are you getting? Is it always that they have the insurance information, or
no,
do you sometimes get called out first? Because like when
yep,
I just had a roof done, we were talking about it before and I know a little bit, so I knew to have the contractor come out first
yep,
rather than have to go back and forth. So how often is that in your
yeah.
situation?
So it's different in every single one, but again, I'm going to bring back up our office ladies and how they do a tremendous job, because
Yeah.
they'll have, hey, this is going to be a hail check. So
Yeah.
we know insurance has not been out yet. They want to just see if they do have damage.
Hmm.
Or we know, okay, hey, they've had insurance out, they don't have their report yet. And so
Yeah.
that's usually when I call them and say, hey, we really like it if you have the report so we can walk you through it because it is confusing.
Right.
Or, I have, okay, they already have a report in their hands, and our office ladies let them know, okay, our guys will be wanting to go over the report with you. They'll get feedback of, hey, he's not going to see my report, or yeah, that's no problem. So again,
Hmm.
with the house, we're already prepared kind of for what their answer is going to be.
Sure.
But so, and if we don't have the report, if they don't want to show it to us, fine.
Yeah.
I'll number and then I'll ask for the report. Or if they don't have it, a lot of the time we do like to reschedule, just because they're going to see a number, and if I'm not there when they do look at that insurance report and my price is way over the insurance, they're
Right.
not going. A lot of people are going to say, well, let's start looking at other contractors.
Right.
Uh, just giving them a reason to go get more bids at that point. So we don't want to do that either.
Sure. Do you meet a lot of adjusters? Do you try to play
Yep.
the dating
Yep.
game, or like they're going to be here at 10:30? I'm going to be here at 10:30.
Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as we do a hail check, the first thing we let them know is, hey, we're going to get up on the roof whenever they send out the adjuster. We'll get up there with them. Four
Yeah.
eyes are than two. They're going to do a fantastic job for you either way. But
Yep.
obviously, we want to be there in case they were to miss something.
Right.
So,
That makes sense. When you have that early conversations with the customer and you kind of introduce yourself, do you ask a lot of other questions about what's going on with your roof, or is there anything you're looking for? Like,
yeah.
what kind of open-ended questions do you ask early in
Yeah.
that process?
I mean, one of the first questions is, do you have any leaks going on? A lot of the time they'll either tell you yes or no. Okay, is there anything besides, the roof that we're looking at? Do you want me to do an external walk? Because the first
Mhm.
thing that brings up to them is, okay, I called you out here for the roof, but you're willing to look at everything else for me.
Right.
And give them peace of mind of, hey, I saw this or I saw this going on, that has nothing to do with your roof, and we can't take care of that for you, but
Right.
just here's what I'm seeing. It might be something that you want to get a contractor out here to look for.
Sure.
uh,
Yeah. And it
so
establishes you care, right? I mean, you're not rushing, you're not just banging out one roof after another. You're there to
yep,
to
yeah,
talk to them and see what's going on.
yep,
Uh,
exactly,
you talked about when you can tell right away how's your day going. You're like, okay, this person's like, all right, it's going to be
yeah,
interesting, or maybe they're real positive. We talk about the disc personality a lot at
yep,
SGI, CertainPath. Um, how do you adjust? I know you say you try to get them smiling either way, but does how you communicate and hold yourself change based on if someone's one of those, we call D personalities or
Yeah.
type A that people think of, that maybe they're on a work call, or
Oh,
how do you adjust what you do in those situations?
yeah, definitely. Well, first thing and it's easy to tell who's who right off the
Yeah.
bat. It only took me, a couple years to figure it out, but like I've gotten pretty decent at it. But if I say it's a D personality,
Yeah.
well, I bypass a lot of the small talk because we all know they want answers. They want to
Right.
be quick. They want to be straight to the point. So at that point, I bypass, hey, what do you do for work? Kind of that stuff, and I get
Sure.
straight to Bakeris Roofing, our information and the things that are going to matter.
Yeah.
Uh, so for those appointments, they usually run quicker,
Yeah.
and I'm detailed. That's where we're not talking about other stuff that's off topic. We're
Right.
talking the roof. We're talking about insurance or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then and a lot of that time too when I'm talking to a D person, I go more into what materials we use
Okay.
because they care about materials.
Yeah.
They care about what the process is.
Right.
Um, Whereas if I'm talking to an S or someone else, I'm going to talk less about the materials, talk more about other stuff that may be off topic, but they want to talk about
Right.
uh, to build that rapport. And then it's like, okay, he's not here to sell me anything. I feel
Right.
like my friend.
Right.
I've had
Right.
people invite me over for poker night after.
I always love those stories. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. So I
So
guess you handle S's and I's similarly. I, the energetic people that just, are there some points where you kind of have to reel them in? I mean, how do you make sure
yeah.
you don't spend 8 hours on an appointment
Oh,
when a
yeah.
big storm just hit?
Yeah. So on a lot of them, I mean, I've had to kick myself out of houses. Where I tell them, I go, listen, I could talk to you all day. I'm having
Yeah.
a great, but I do
Yeah.
have more appointments after you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get
And they
going.
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And those personalities get it.
yeah, and they know, hey, you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
But how I kind of do it is when I walk into the house too. If I see they're drinking coffee, I'm a big coffee guy. I
Yeah.
ask for once my glass is done. That's kind of when it's time. When I get to,
Oh, yeah.
I know I've been in here for at least 40 minutes
Yeah.
based on how fast I've drinking my coffee. We need to get back to our topic because
Right.
the last thing I go over is the proposal. And
Sure.
so the
Oh, sure.
last part is the fun part, the numbers.
Yeah.
So I want to get to that point. And so if I already know, hey, I've got 30 minutes left before I got to get out of this house, I'm only this far through my presentation,
Yeah.
we need to get going.
Sure.
And okay with that. So,
So
so
yeah, so you will ask for coffee. I know, the rule is if someone offers, you always say yes, but you actually you will ask for a cup of coffee.
it depends on the person because,
Person, yeah,
and if I see, they were drinking coffee already, sometimes
yeah,
everyone's going to ask you, hey, do you need anything? And I used to
yeah,
always say, I'm like, no, no, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. But if they're offering, they're
yeah,
more than, and a lot of the time you get coffee, well, they're like, well, I'm going to have a glass too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of, you're both drinking coffee together. Uh,
I feel like that's a Midwest thing that we,
yeah,
I feel like I talk to other members in other parts of the country. If you ask someone for a cup of coffee, you're going to be out the door in a minute. So I don't
yeah.
know.
But that's got to be an Iowa thing. I don't know.
Yeah, could be, could be. Hey, everyone's friendly in Iowa. I will say that. I don't think I've ever met an angry person that's from Iowa.
Phone calls, phone calls, phone calls. We all want more phone calls for a home services company that can be turned around and realized into new revenue. But what are you doing to realize the best digital marketing that you can have for your business? Reach out to redesign.co, strategically partnered with CertainPath and work with over 110 CertainPath members and get a free digital marketing audit that will show you the way to better digital marketing, better leads, and better revenue through digital marketing for your brand. We'll talk to you soon. That's redesign.co, strategically partnered with CertainPath.
All right, so you sit down, you start. You looked at the roof. Let's circle back to that real quick. When you're taking pictures, what all are you taking pictures of? How detailed?
Everything.
Maybe share that. Mhm.
Everything. So when I first started, that's when I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Because you want to have pictures of everything. So at first I would take pictures of the roof, that's about it. And I'm just taking pictures of different pitches. Now, I mean, I take a picture of the exterior around the house. I take a picture of all of the gutters.
Yeah.
Roof to wall transition I'm taking pictures of, because a lot of the time a homeowner is never going to look at the roof before
No.
you get. I mean, it's not a fun purchase. It's an ugly purchase if we're being honest. So
Sure.
a lot if you don't take pictures, well, the roof gets done and now they're looking at their roof and they're like,
Right.
well, you broke our siding or whatever the case may be. Is it's like, okay,
Mm,
you didn't. That was like that before.
right.
So yeah, I'm super detailed. I think on every house, I'm taking over around 60 to 70 pictures.
Wow. Okay.
I'm anything you can think of, we are documenting. That
Sure.
way, if it were to come back with anything, it's right there saying, okay, it was like this before. I understand your concerns,
Mhm.
but that way we cover our backs too.
Sure. Do you get in the attic, or do you not
I
do that?
do. I
You
do
do.
get.
Okay.
Yep. And
Yeah.
it depends on how much time I have for every homeowner, but I
Mhm.
do get at it because, again, like I said, the first thing to separate myself is getting on every
Right.
single. The
Right.
second thing to separate myself is getting in the attic.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So if I do have someone who's looking for that, the 3-bit objection or whatever it is, or say I can't get them to move forward that day, I
Right.
just say, well, how about you rate them compared to me? Did they do this, 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 and this,
That's good.
or compared to what I did? And almost every single time it's no, they didn't even ask to get in my attic. Why would
Yeah.
you get? And my
Right.
first hand, well, check ventilation. We want to make sure
Right.
there's no station, and we want to make sure it's not space stacking to where we're going to have to do a surprise resheet or something like that.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
so I do try to get in every single attic.
That's great. I was going to ask because I bet you've seen some unique things. I know what the stats say about ventilation, how poorly most roofs are ventilated.
Yeah.
Mold, I bet people don't even realize maybe mold
Nope.
growing in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially with Iowa's weather, we're having so many condensation issues because you're going from negative 10 degrees to 60 degrees in a day.
Right.
Well, people are calling you saying, "Hey, we've got a leak." Well, you don't have a leak. You've got condensation issues,
Right.
and so you can explain that to them as well. So
Right. That's great. So I mean, well, not great for the homeowner, but it's great that you cover that, right?
yeah, yeah,
So there's your 60 pictures. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. So we sit down, you've got the pictures, you've got your bids kind of written up.
yep.
It's time to talk about Bakeris Roofing. So how do you what is your presentation like? Let's talk structurally. Is it on an iPad, or do you guys do paper, or what do you guys do?
So it depends on the homeowner.
Yeah,
If you want a paper copy, yeah, I'm more than I'm happy to write out a paper copy. If you want it emailed, usually most of our stuff, I would say 95% is done on the iPad.
sure.
So it's really tailor made to whatever customer I'm with. But the first thing I do is so I shut my iPad, and I actually do this too. I leave my phone on the table. I don't know if this is correct or not correct, but I'm getting calls constantly throughout
Right.
the. So the first thing I do is usually I get a call. Well, I hang up on the person, and one of my first lines is, um, I'm not going to answer that. I want you to have my full attention while I'm in the house.
That's
Uh,
good.
that's another side note that I'm kind of going off topic there. But the
No,
first
that's
thing,
right.
I guess when I walk in the house too, I always have my floor savers on. And so
Yeah,
if a home says, hey, you don't even need to put those on, I go, well, they're already halfway on. I don't want to get granules and any dirt in your house, even if the
sure.
house is dirty as can be.
Yeah.
And showing them respect for their home. But then I sit down, and the first thing I go over is, how did you hear about us?
Yeah.
So before I even start talking about anything, okay, they found out about us and usually I already know how they heard about us.
Oh, sure.
Friend who recommended us out. It was the internet or whatever it was. And that's when I go into, okay, before we go over, the fun part being the numbers, I always, with every single homeowner, go through my binder, which RSI is the one that we all use.
Okay.
And mine's set up, I set mine up different than RSI has theirs. I
Yeah.
feel like my structure flows really well.
Yeah.
Um, how I present everything. So the before I even open up my binder is when I do my opening line of, yeah, okay, I'm the owner's son. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing.
Sure.
And I start off. So my grandpa was a roofer out of the Quad Cities. My uncles worked for him with my dad. So I explained how my grandpa owned a roofing company, and then obviously my dad and my other uncle worked for him. Well, my other uncle owns another roofing company in the Quad Cities. Now my other uncle owns another roofing company in the Quad Cities. And then I go, my dad didn't want to work for them. He kind of said, no way in hell we're going to do that. So he's out. And then 32 years ago, he wanted to start a family.
Yeah.
And thank God, or I wouldn't be here. So
Yeah.
usually that's a person. And then I go, we've been around for 32 years. We're one of the older roofing companies, residential in the Des Moines area. So that gives them a background. Okay, here's how he got into roofing. His grandpa did it. His uncles do it. His dad does it. If everyone's doing roofing, they must know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
And then that's when I go into my binder. And my first page in my binder is our team. So, I like it if you can put a face with a voice. In a lot of cases, you can't do that. You don't know who you're talking to.
Right.
So I show them pictures of our team. This is our general manager, Don, ops lady, Shannon. Whenever you're calling our office, this is who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Then I go to our next page, and it's all the guys who work on our crews. So first line is, drug tested, we're screen tested. We want you to know who's on your roof at all times. And then I've got a picture of my dad actually at a lemonade stand, giving some little kids some money. And it's a fun picture. And that's my old man. You wouldn't be able to tell, but he's under 80 years old. So it's another joke.
Yeah.
And so that leads in right to our company.
Yeah.
Next page that I go into is how we give back to the community. So it goes, and I've got our crews in there. So I've got pictures of our crews, pictures of kind of the job. And then it goes how we give back to the community. We do a lot of giving back. So we do a lot through the Ronald McDonald House, which is a local place around here. So I go how we give back to that. We give away a free roof every single year. I go through that. We donate a lot to the local fire and police departments. Our shop burned down about 15 years ago from lightning. So I go through that and I go, the reason I'm going through this with you guys is because without the community supporting us, I don't know if I'd be here talking to you guys. We lost everything. We were by them. And so my next line is, so the best part about when you do choose Bakeris Roofing is that a percentage of the money is always going to go back to the community.
That's great. Yeah.
Now, their thoughts in their head is great. They're giving back. We're now giving back, and we can together.
Yeah.
So that is the next one I slide into, and then after that it goes to our insurance. So I have it in the folder. They've usually already looked at it, but I go over the insurance with everyone because almost every contractor you find out either doesn't hold insurance or doesn't go over it. So I tell them, our general liability, our umbrella policy, our workman's comp, and how that's one of the more important ones, and that $6 million in insurance, so they'll never be held liable. So now they know that that
you're safe.
Protect them, they're safe.
Yeah.
They're not going to be held liable for anything.
Yeah.
From there, my next page goes to that we're a licensed contractor. So I go into that we're a licensed contractor. Then the page below that goes right into that we're a platinum contractor. We've been one for 18 years, and some of the criteria that allows us to be a platinum. And then that we have an A+ rating in the Better Business Bureau. We've got a 5-star Google rating. So now I'm just building, really trust with the homeowner of, okay, these guys hold the highest degree in everything.
Sure.
They've been around for 32 years and they still have the A+ rating. They still have the 5-star rating on Google. The longer you're around, the more complaints that you can receive.
Sure.
So it's a great thing that we still have that 5-star review. Obviously RSI has helped us out a lot. My dad has coached us to do a lot of things correctly. One of our core values is just do it right. So that's what I go into next. And then that's after that, that's when I kind of start going into the things, the materials that we use. So next page would be why I'm here. Obviously, everyone knows we're here for the storm, so I kind of bypass those pages pretty quickly. Then I go into ventilation. Here's how many box vents or ridge vent or whatever you have on your house. Here's how ventilation works. Because surprisingly enough, a lot of homeowners have no clue how ventilation works. They just think you have holes up there that air just starts flowing out of.
Right. Yeah. Why do you have holes up there? It's a roof, right?
Yeah, yeah, soffit
Right.
vents. So I explain how ventilation works from the soffit vents to the roof vents. I give them a little analogy. So I explain it like a car window. If you got one window open, sure, some wind's going to come in, but as soon as you get both those windows open, you have a wind tunnel, and that's what you want your house to be like. And I explain it like your human anatomy. It's your lungs. Your house has to breathe just like you do.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
so, and I also explained it depending on the person. So now we're going to which personality type. Do they care
Yeah.
about this information? Do they not? If it's someone who cares about it and really wants to know how the roof's put together, I explain, the OSB is like your bones, the
Oh,
felt
okay.
veins, the shingle is like your skin. So I always make a joke. I go, you got some skin cancer going on up there.
Yeah.
It allows them to relate to themselves in a way that they wouldn't have thought about
Yeah.
before.
You go deep into the analogy. Yeah. You don't just go with the lungs. Yeah.
Yeah, it all depends on personality type, on if I'm
Right.
going to that or not. It depends on, is this person wanting me to stay in their house for a long time or what? So obviously it's tailor made to every different individual.
Sure.
And after we go through materials, those the box vents or ridge vent or ventilation, then I go into felt and the products we use, because most of the time, some people care, some people don't. You can tell right away, but you
Yeah.
let them. You're going to be upgraded. Your box vents are going to be upgraded from plastic to metal. Okay, you've got a 15 or 30 pound felt down. Let me show you the pictures I took. We're going to be upgrading you to a synthetic felt. Oh,
Okay.
so just showing them, hey, Bakeris Roofing is going to use premium materials. We're not going to put something on that's going to only last 10 years. We want this to be a once in a lifetime purchase.
Right.
Uh, so I go through that. Our next page leads into our Rhino roofing system. So it's just another thing to separate us. So basically, I go,
Right.
hey, Rhino roofing system. It's all your correct underlayments, correct ventilation. Most importantly, it's a 6 nail installation pattern. So,
Right.
how I'm separating myself again from other companies is you're going to have 4 nails from most companies put into your shingles. We're going to have 6. The more to grab onto, the better, as long as they're nailed
Okay.
in the area. I kind of explained through that. So now I've talked about most of the materials that we use. And then the next page leads into our craftsmanship guarantees. So that's when I go, okay, I've got you quoted for maybe 3 different shingles.
Right.
2 of them are going to be the 50-year non-paraded for 130-mile-an-hour winds. So I
Right.
go, the manufacturer's guarantees are going to be for those shingles. And then I go, well, we all know a manufacturer's only going to help you out a certain amount. And that's when I go, this is the most important page of our binder, which leads into our lifetime craftsmanship guarantee.
Okay.
Uh, and so that's the one I really hit hard on. I'm going to spend most of my time talking about that. Um,
What do you say?
so the first thing with us is, okay, this is our lifetime craftsmanship guarantee. What that means is, say we install something incorrectly on your house, you get a leak. We're
Yeah.
not all perfect. It rarely happens, but what if something were to happen? Is the contractor going to come back and take care of it for you, or are you
Right.
never back from them? Well, with Bakeris Roofing and a lifetime craftsmanship guarantee, if we install anything incorrectly, we're going to come back and we're going to fix it for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So, install a roof with Bakeris Roofing, you're never ever going to have to worry about your roof again, unless a hailstorm, tornado, an act of God comes through. Then you'll have
Sure.
insurance to take care of it. But if
Yeah.
it's installed incorrectly, we're going to be back here. We're going to be out here urgently to take
Yeah.
care of it. And along with that guarantee, we've got that it transfers to a new homeowner for 10 years if they pay 5% of the roof value. So now if they were to sell, because a lot of people will say, well, I don't even think I need the 50-year because we're going to be moving here soon.
Sure. Sure.
Great. Well, our guarantee is going to transfer over to the new homeowner for you. Now you have
Oh, selling benefit. Yeah.
yep, you got a selling benefit. And then the third part of that guarantee is, if you were to get a leak, we'll come back. So say you get a leak and you get interior damage.
Yeah.
We'll pay for that interior damage for the first 5 years.
Okay.
And then they ask, well, why only 5? And I say, and that's when I go to, well, you'll know if you have a leak within 5 years. And I
Right.
don't want you to leak in 2022. Call me in 2065 and say, oh, by the way, Ben, our whole ceiling's caved in. Can you
Yeah.
come take?
Right.
Uh, that's kind of one way to back us. it makes a little bit of a joke because obviously, if someone's going to do that, I say, you never know with people nowadays.
Sure.
So that's our lifetime craftsmanship. So I really hit home on that one hard. I bring it up multiple times. I bring up that we've been a company for 32 years, about as many times as I can too, just to putting that into their head of, okay, this company's been reputable for a really long time.
Yeah. And local. Yep.
Yep. And local. And they're here to take care of.
That's
So
right.
my ending lines after the lifetime craftsmanship is, hey, we've been here for 32 years. My dad's a workaholic. I don't see him leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it's up to me, is unless I mess everything up, we'll be around for another 32 years. So that gets them in because it's a joke, myself and if something could go wrong. But it's so after the guarantees, my last page I turn to would be our post-job certificate, post-job inspection. So talk about, hey, obviously we're going to have you put a down payment, things like that, but we're not a company who says, okay, John Smith, the roof's done, pay us.
Yeah.
A day or two after, I'm going to come after, I'm going to get up on the roof and I'm going to go over everything. Is everything done correctly? Because if it's not done correctly, you are going to get a leak, and then we're going to it up on the roof, and we're going to have to pay for your interior damage. So we're going to make sure everything's done correctly. And then we're going to make sure that you're 100% satisfied with Bakeris Roofing. If you're not 100% satisfied, I'm not going to ask for the money. We want to make sure that this is the best experience you've ever had while working on your home. Well, what makes people unsatisfied with your company? And it's, I always tell them, it's never anything to do with the roof, because 99% of the time it's not. It's, hey, my tulip got smashed, even though we're going into winter and it's going to die anyways. Like that, assure them, hey, if there is going to be a complication, it's going to be something little. It's going to be taken care of. Nothing's going to come out of your pocket, unless we've kind of switched how we talk about plants, because those pretty tough. They're going to be, but things can happen.
Yeah. That's thorough.
Yeah. So that's what I go through. And then after that, I paint them a picture. Well, after that, I go through our Google reviews. So, on Google, it's going to let you know what people have thought before the process, during the process, after the process, communication with every single team member, and everything like that. So you can see how happy people have been while using us, and how it's not a headache like these, crazy stories. The next over, that's when I close my binder and I say, okay, out ready for the fun part. And I go, I've got one more thing to go over. And then I picture what. So I don't, you will never tell anyone what the day would look like. But when I start talking about what the day would look like, I make it, we're doing the job no matter what.
Right.
So when Bakeris Roofing shows up to your house, we're going to back our dump trailer up into your driveway at 7:30 in the morning, as long as that's okay with you. So now I'm asking them, okay, is this okay with you? Is this okay with you? And then I start painting the picture. Okay, we're going to put plywood up everywhere to protect everything. Again, if we damage something, we pay for it. Our crew's going to start tearing off at 7:30, be done right around 10. Once done, we're going to have them ice and water and felt it. That way we're watertight in case a pop-up were to come out of everywhere. And we always have, rain tarps with our crews no matter what. So I'm giving them, again, the reassurance that if anything were going to happen, they're going to be prepared to take care of it. Then that they're not allowed to start roofing until all the tear-offs put off. Obviously, every crew is different, but my dad really prides our company on being the cleanest company. So be one of those crews who leaves tarp out to burn your bushes, leave stuff in the yard. Before they start actually installing the shingles, your yard's going to be nice and clean. It's not going to look like a bomb went off. Crazy things are happening. Then I go into our roofing process, so kind of how that looks. Let them know, depending on how big the roof is, okay, you're going to be done at 3 p.m. You're going to be done at 6 p.m. You might take 2 days. Most of the time, we're going to be done right around 5, 6 p.m. at night, even 40 square house or whatever it is. And at that time, I go, and then once our crew gets done, they're going to get on the ground, and I call them the Molly Mates. They're clean go around and they clean and clean and clean. You're going to have
That's great.
magnet sweeps done around your house.
Yep.
When they're done, they're going to leave. Our trailer guy will come pick up the trailer. He's going to do a magnet sweep over your driveway, do a magnet sweep around your property. And I let him know, hey, the reason he does that is because if he does find a certain amount of nails or a certain amount of debris, our crews get fined.
Yeah.
And then my next joke is they've all been fined, they've all been pissed off, and guess what? Never gonna guess what's happened. They're great cleaners now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in terms of hey, we're not gonna be finding nails for 5 years.
Right.
Let them know once that's done. When I come to do my post-job inspection, I'll be doing another magnet sweep. So if you want another one, we're gonna continue to do them, even though we know it's spotless already. We're gonna do it for you. And that's when I'm going to go over everything and make sure you guys are 100% satisfied. And at that point, collect the money.
That's
So
great.
now for that, what the day would look like, so they know exactly what they're in for. The been painted, and then I go one last thing before we go over the fun part, being a little bit about me. I let them know kind of how I got brought into the company. That I installed metal roofs for 2 years, that I did repairs for 2 years, that I started selling repairs. So that way they know, okay, he's not just a sales guy who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right.
When I get on the roof, I know, hey, if this is done incorrectly, I'm going to catch it. And
Right.
then next joke is because most people have seen our commercials. A big thing in our commercials is you're going to get thrown off the roof.
The roof. Yeah.
So and if I don't catch it and my dad were to show up, I'm going to be thrown off the roof.
Yeah. Right.
Gets a little humor into it of,
Yeah.
okay, he's not just trying to sell me something. He's here as more of a friend. I like to think about.
No, yeah, you add some levity throughout it, right? You give them at least a smile, right? It's not just this old grave process, right?
You always get the people too, and we like to say we're married to your roof. So that's another thing with my craftsmanship. Hey,
Like that.
I'd hate for you to divorce me. No one
Yeah.
wants to do that. And you always get, well, what's the price going to be? And
Right.
so the way I go, for you, it's going to be under 100,000. Don't you worry. So another way to, joke.
Yeah.
And then once we go through that, that's when I go, okay, you guys ready for the fun part? And
Yeah.
if it's retail, I keep it to that. If it's insurance, I say, well, this isn't even that fun. Insurance is paying for it. How fun can that be?
Right.
And trying to get a joke out there, get them to laugh a little bit. And then that's when we go and we go through our entire proposal. And most of the stuff on the proposal I've already went over. So they
Sure.
already know all of them. And then
Yeah.
that's when I go, okay, your house is this many squares to tear off, roof back. Your pitches are these. And then that's when I go through all of the numbers as far as, if it's a flex shingle, if we're using a GAF, HTZ, if we're using the Owens Corning duration. They ask about other products. I usually say, hey, I'm not even going to sell you that because I don't want the product to fail on you.
Mm.
Why, if someone else is leaning hard for a different product, I do a little bit of information about that. And then
Yeah.
that's when I let them know the numbers.
Yeah.
It's so because you give them the numbers and some people get sticker shock.
Sure.
People don't. But what I've learned and RSI taught me is after I give them the numbers, I don't say a word. I mean, we
Right.
could 10 minutes and I'm not going to say a word until you say something.
Right. Yeah.
So usually we'll sit there. A lot of the time you're sitting there in awkward silence for maybe 30 seconds tops.
Yeah.
Then something. Um, and usually after they say something, I'm like, okay, so what do you think?
Yeah.
What's in your head? And that's when you start to get the objections of whatever they might be.
Sure.
You got more quotes or whatever the case may be is. And then you start going through their objections. Or some people, have loved everything. They're like, yeah, we're ready to go.
Sure.
Obviously, if it's retail, it's different. If it's insurance, it's okay. We're this high above your insurance, the supplements, and we're going through all that, information.
So how do you explain? You just explain that, hey, we're going to work with your insurance to get this approved because
Yeah.
we're the company that you really want to do work, that kind of thing.
And here's how I explain it, because the first thing they're going to do is say, okay, you're this far over our insurance price. Well, that's why I sit down and I go over the insurance report right away.
Right.
That okay, here's Bakeris Roofing's prices, here's the insurance prices, here's how far off we are, here's the supplements. So by the time we get to the proposal, I already know, okay, we're $2,000 above them.
Right.
But this line item, this line item, this line item. I itemize out the line items for them. And I
Yeah.
say, after our supplements, which were left off, here's where our difference is, or hey, we're right on target.
Yeah.
And I do it a little bit different than our other sales guys. I know Bryce will sell them at the insurance number and then say all supplements are to be paid to Bakeris Roofing. That
Yeah.
makes the homeowner at that point won't have to pay anything out of pocket. And if Bryce weren't to get those supplements, well, it's on Bakeris Roofing at that point.
Right.
Other way where I sell it as a retail standpoint,
Yeah.
I listen, if we can get the supplements, great. Here's where you're at. If we can't, you know, you're going to be a little bit out of pocket, but that's again where negotiation comes into play.
Right.
Pre-insurance report's going to be different. You know,
Yeah.
working with, and I go, we're trained for this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I go into what insurance doesn't tell you
Yeah.
is that you have to get 3 quotes. That's nowhere in your policy. Do you like Bakeris Roofing? I
Yeah.
make a man, yes or no. Are you comfortable with us? Yes. So there's nothing that could deter you from wanting. Yes. I go, besides price? Well, that's correct. Well, we don't need to worry about that. So now I've got him, okay, we definitely want to use Bakeris Roofing.
Yeah.
Ben's go to bat for us.
Yeah.
He do everything in his power to get us up. And I tell him, you know what they don't tell you is they're supposed to put you back to where you were with the company you want to use. It
Yeah.
sounds like you really want to use Bakeris. So now it's getting them to say yes again. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. They've said yes to us multiple times before even anything's even signed. Um, and so that gets them into the process of, okay, I guess, you know, we're going to do this.
Right.
And with us, you know, we are going to go to bat for you. Half my time is spent calling insurance adjusters, getting the price
Right.
up. And you know, a lot of the time when friends are recommending other friends, well, they've already heard the stories. Yeah, Ben was able to get us another $2,000. Ben was able to do this. Ben did
Right.
this. Ben could do this. So at that point, you know, they already trust us. At that
Right.
point, they're like, okay. And I say, you know, if I can't get them to this price, because you know what's going to be a for sure supplement and what one is a reach.
Sure.
Well, I can tell them, okay, for sure we're going to get these. These 2 are going to be, I'm going to have to work for them.
Yeah.
So that's where I differ a little bit from like Bryce and some of our other sales guys, because
Yeah.
I don't want to, you know, not make our margins. Obviously, I want to make sure
Yeah.
they're good. So I
That's
kind of
great.
see retail standpoint and then
Yeah.
let them everything we're going to do to get them to where we need to be.
I like
So
it. On the retail side, do you guys do a lot of financing? Is that a tool that you will use a lot?
and we go over that. So that's one of the pages in our binder.
Yeah.
Done, you know, our homework. We actually switched financing companies from last year to this year. This one's a little more. This one's based on your credit score, whereas the other one was a little bit based on the credit score, but it was more, you know, set rates. So if they want to go over financing, I'll explain it to them. I'll
Yeah.
pull up. I'll send a link to them. That way, I can help them while I'm in the house.
Yeah.
Um, and get them, you know, started. Obviously, there's certain things that are confidential that I can't, I don't want to look at or don't want to, you know, unless I ask, obviously, and they're like, you know, we don't care. Help us
Right.
get the. So yeah, we do offer financing, and we actually use it a decent amount, and which is great because it's another tool that we have in our pocket because you got all those other companies who don't offer that.
Sure.
So separating us from the other competition. So
What financing product, like what is it, same as cash? Is it,
so
60 months? What do you guys, what do you
so
see
yeah,
primarily
old one
resonate?
cash, you know, a year of interest free.
Yeah.
This one is not. This one's all based off your credit score. So this one is more difficult. I personally like our other financing. Quite, they
Yeah.
charge an arm and a leg to use it.
Right. Right.
Use now, it's free for us.
Okay.
Does make it a little more difficult. You know, your interest rates sometimes are a little bit higher, dependent
Right.
on. But if that's not going to work and they start complaining about that, and I go, well, we can go to your bank, you know, and get a
Yeah.
loan
Yeah.
too. Um,
Right.
Trying to get as many ideas in their head of how this is a feasible purchase for them. You know, it's
Sure.
very feasible, and it's not going to, you know, interrupt your financing and stuff like that.
Sure. How do you handle, I really feel like on the insurance jobs, those are the pushback probably is not as much as certainly retail, right?
So, you know, you would think that, and so it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
insurance is obviously going to be the easiest.
Right.
You're getting free money to get your
Right.
roof. At that point, it's like, okay, we 100% have damage. Whereas retail, it's like, okay, our roof maybe could last a little bit longer.
Right.
But with retail, it's crazy. I like going to retail more because
Interesting.
they're willing to spend their money. They
Yeah,
know
that's true.
coming from us.
Yeah.
We're the ones who pay this bill. So, say we come up, we're $3,000 over a competitor.
Yeah.
Well, when they're purchasing a roof, when they're paying for all of it, they want to get their money's worth. So they're willing to pay that extra 3,000 in
Yeah.
order to have, a good company do it. I also bring up the stories, last year I sold a handful of roofs that were less than 2 months old. The
Mm.
day of your roof's the day it's put on, because you don't want, someone who's, Joe Schmo, whoever, to do it. And now you've
Yeah.
got coming in. So I did
Yeah.
sell a handful last year that were brand new roofs, but who installed them did everything incorrectly. So I kind of bring that up. And then with insurance, what's difficult with insurance is because we do come up, insurance doesn't raise their prices with all this inflation and constant price increases.
Yeah.
We're constantly updating our pricing. We do it, all of our sales guys, we do it every Wednesday in our team meetings. We're updating our pricing.
That's
Obviously, we
great.
have margins where they need to be. So now
Yeah.
well, this company's at our insurance, you're not. And then I bring up well, this company said they would eat our deductible. Can you?
Oh.
And that's
Yeah.
when we go, well, we aren't going to commit insurance fraud and we don't want you to commit it. So we kind of go into that talk.
Yeah. Differentiate yourself real fast right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Well, we were never going to commit insurance fraud. I'm like, no, that's basically what you
That's
said.
exactly what you're gonna do.
Obviously, I don't tell them that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but and then I go, and then a lot of the time it's okay. Hey, they're this much cheaper. Well, what shortcuts are they taking?
Right.
So yeah, they might be doing it for cheaper, but are they using a cheaper product? We use premium material. We want your roof to last the rest of your lifetime.
Right.
Or or are they not installing ice and water? What are they doing on top of the roof? And I always say I'm never going to talk bad about another contractor.
Right.
I also let it be known the things that this horror stories that you do hear of.
Yeah.
Um, so so at that point, and with insurance, everyone feels like it should be free.
Right.
Well, to happen, I should only be paying my deductible. It's
Yeah.
like, well, time you're getting upgraded in shingles or whatever the case may be is. So that's what makes it difficult. That's why we brought on another shingle, a different manufacturer that's been cheaper. We were coming like $3,000, $2,000 above every single insurance report. At that point, I got to do a lot of work to sell Bakeris Roofing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so bringing on this new shingles allowed us to make it easier to match the insurance reports.
Okay.
Supplements. We do a great job at getting them up there, but so it's allowed us to, be able to be at insurance, so homeowners don't have to worry about anything before they're signing up with us.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure. How do you? Oh, go ahead. What's that, Ben?
I was just like, so yeah, so you would think retail is a lot easier, but
Yeah.
retail ends up being a little bit more easy than insurance
That's interesting.
to
Yeah.
actually close it, because that's a bit, again, and then the other thing I bring up is, well, because hey, you're $1,000 over them. How can this be? And so I said, well, like I said, we've been around for 32 years. We know where our margins have to be. We want to
Right.
be another 32 years. With all this inflation, if we don't update our pricing, we're going to go bankrupt. And
Yeah.
then when you have a problem with your roof we just installed, we're not going to be there to take care of it for you. A lot of these
Yeah.
old companies,
Yeah. That's
they're veterans. We're not anywhere, and that's why we have to be where we're at.
yeah.
Um,
That's
so
good.
yeah.
That's really good. The one more objection, and then we'll wrap up. I know you've got more roofs to sell. How, how do you handle though in those retail situations, especially where they go, wow, okay, $20,000. I thought this was going to be half that.
Yeah.
In their head, they're having this conversation, and they go, well, I think, yeah, we're going to think about it. Maybe we'll get another year or two. I'm sure you face that. What do you
Yeah.
do to try and save that situation? What can you do?
And it's, I mean, again, it's different in every situation, because a lot of the time when you do get that sticker shock, first thing they do is when they sit there. Well, I sit there and then they talk and they say, "Wow, that's more," or they go, "I wasn't expecting that price." And
Yeah.
I do another joke. I say, Oh, is it too cheap? We can make it more expensive for you. That's
Yeah.
I get them laughing again and kind of get their mind off of the actual price of what it is.
Right.
Because we also do a lot of Grant Cardone training. So I do listen to Grant Cardone a lot. And one thing that he says is it's never the price. The price isn't the problem. It's a
Right.
door you forgot to close.
Yep.
So then, and as what RSI has taught me is closing those doors, I go, okay, what door did I keep open?
Right. Right.
What is the reason they don't want to? It's not the price.
Yeah.
You know, what is the reason they don't want to move forward? Is it something I forgot to say? Is it
Right.
something I did? So I try to depict, okay, here's why they're throwing an objection at me, or whatever the case may be. Is the big one's a 3-bid objection.
Sure.
Well, gotta get another bid. Okay, well the first thing I do is why? What's the reasoning why you think you have to get a 3-bid? They'll tell you, well, my insurance told me that. Well, I've got an analogy for that. It's like saying that I'm going to buy you a car. Instead of getting the 2020 Beamer, we're going to throw you in the 96 Pontiac.
Right.
Uh, or it's, well, my mom told me that. It's like, okay, why did she tell you that? What's the reasoning behind it? And then that's when well, you love Bakeris Roofing, right? And I get them back
Yeah.
into saying, yeah, we love everything about Bakeris Roofing. Well, what's
Right.
the wasting more time to get another bid?
Right.
Um, and rarely do we ever drop our prices. Hey, if you sign up today, I'll take off 3%. You hear that all the time. I don't
Yeah.
really that stuff because at that point they're like, oh, so what? Did you mark me up 3% or what's going on here?
Right.
Uh, so I kind of stick. And then if you do it for one homeowner, their friend comes, they're like, well, they got a 3%.
Yep.
So I don't really bring that up. But it really kind of depends on what the objection is. Um, is it, hey, we don't have the money right now? Is it, whatever it is? And so then I bring solutions to whatever their problem is.
Yeah.
Obviously, people, you're not going to sell everyone first time.
Sure.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
us, we do a pretty good job at it.
Yeah.
Uh, but so every different objection I kind of handle in a different way. And again, what is their personality type?
Yeah.
Is kind of, are they a D? So what do because that's going to be more about the materials we use, the actual price, our process,
Right.
or are they an S or an I? Did I just not make a great enough connection with them? It's probably nothing to do with the roof. It's
Right.
to do with me.
Yeah.
So again, every objection is different in how I'm going to handle it. So.
Very good. If you don't sell it, what's your process? Do you set the expectation? I'm going to call you in a week, or
Oh, right.
yeah. What do you do?
So that's the first thing I do. So the whole time too, I'm taking notes the entire time.
Yeah.
If owner's outside, I'm taking notes while I'm on the roof. If they're talking to me, I'm writing stuff down. I might not even be, actually listening to what they're saying, but I'm writing everything down to make it look like, hey, he's really paying attention to me. So if I can't get him to move forward, then I ask him, okay, what's the reasoning? And another thing I do is sometimes in the beginning I say, okay, I'm going to ask for your business tonight
Yeah.
and see how they answer it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're going to say, well, no, or yes, or okay. So now you're figuring out, okay, how are they going to answer it at the end? Um, and then the first thing I do is if they tell me, okay, I'm like, okay, in my head, I know they're not going to move forward today. I got to
Yeah.
talk. If I got to do this, I
Yeah.
got to do whatever it is.
They're
I have
tap dancing.
got, my roof order sheets, all my notes. I bring out my callback sheet. I put it right on the table and I write their name down on my callback sheet. And I write, what is a good day for me to call you back?
Yeah.
and they'll tell you, well, we're gonna get our next bid's coming in 2 weeks.
Oh
And that,
boy.
oh, you're gonna have to wait 2 weeks for them to get it to you. I'm getting it to you right now. So now I'm separating myself again, even though I already know I'm not gonna get the sale that night.
Sure.
Um, then I write down, okay, I'm calling you Wednesday, or I'm calling you Friday, or whatever day I'm gonna call you. Half the time I call them a day before that.
Mm.
And then luckily, the nice thing is too is most people don't do callbacks.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like they're like, hey, thank you for for giving me a call back. Separating yourself again from
Yep.
the comp.
Yep.
So I pull out my book right in front of them. I put their name on my list. Half the time I make it look like a tiny list, depending on tiny.
Right.
But that way he's like, oh, he only has 2 callbacks. And then I obviously give him a call, and then I let him know, hey, if you want to move forward, great. Bakeris Roofing would love to take care of you for a lifetime. You're an excellent client for us. This will be a relationship that lasts a lifetime.
Nice.
Or I'll say, hey, if you're still thinking about it, let me know. And then I always bring up to them, if you did find someone else, because obviously that's going to happen, tell me. You're
Yeah.
not feelings, because I don't want to keep bothering you. You
Right.
know, bored with someone, I'll stop annoying you, and it will
Right.
just let
Yeah.
and people usually start laughing at that because
Yeah.
they're like, I don't never thought for someone to say that just right up front. So that's kind of how I do my callbacks, and then it depends on the person. Am I going to wait 2 days to call them back? Am I going to wait 3 days? Am I going to wait a week?
Yeah.
No matter, they're going to get a call back though.
Will people call you and say, "Yeah, I went with Joe Bob's Roofing"?
Rarely.
Yeah.
And it's usually those D people, to be honest, who will be
Yeah.
like, they just, they're
They
not
don't care.
a part of it. They're like, hey, just so you know, I went with a different contractor, and I respond to them and say, sorry to hear that. I hope they do a great job for you,
Yeah.
even though someone else. If you ever need anything in the future, please feel free to give Bakeris Roofing a call. We'd
Yeah.
still like one of our lifetime
Yeah.
customers.
Yeah.
So
So you handle it well. Right.
talking bad to them, they're like, okay, he lost the sale and he still wants to take care of us.
Right.
That reassurance that, hey, even though you didn't use us, keep us in the back of your pocket.
That's great. Well, on the ones you do close, do you have anything you say like a post-close type process to, that was a lot of heavy talk with a lot of money and all, it's like, okay, kind of, lift them up a little bit before you walk out the door.
Yeah, every person's different, and I'm not the guy who likes to, get the close and he's like, okay, I'm done, I'm leaving.
Right.
I'll close all my stuff, I'll put all my stuff away, and I'll ask him, what's the rest of your day going to look like, or
Yeah.
I'll build that rapport until
Right.
I actually out the door. And I don't know if there's an actual line I say. I go once they sign up, then I go over everything. I say, okay, we're going to be giving you a call a week out in advance. What are some certain dates that might work for you?
Yeah.
Here's a call. We're going to call you the day in advance. Do you have any more questions for me? And that's when I leave them my business card and let them know, hey, and that's when I go over with my phone sitting on the table. I go, if you notice, I don't answer my phone. I want you to have my full attention.
Right.
So email me, text me, call me, please. If you guys need anything, I'm here to answer it for you. If you do call, always leave a voicemail, because if you don't, I'll think you're a car warranty or not important. Probably not get
Yeah. Yeah.
wrapping things up, and they're happy with everything. And then again, what are you going to do the rest of your day? And then I
Yeah.
try to leave a positive note of, hey, we got to go back to work. Oh, well, at least the sun's shining today, or whatever I
Yeah.
can as positively as I can for
Yeah.
them to be, he was a positive guy. This is a positive company, and I'm happier, for the rest of my day. So
Yeah.
kind of try them on a happy note. So even if they are having a bad day, they got to go do something they don't want to do, they're still happy. So,
Sure. I like it throughout your process. You try to make them laugh or smile. It's not such a
yeah, it's not.
heavy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they forget that, hey, we just handed over $20,000 to
Right.
basically.
Yeah. So I'm guessing do you not deal with many cancellations? You don't get maybe every once in a while or not or
So
hardly ever.
right now, my dad made a joke to us sales guys. He's like, hey, I know you guys don't want to hear this, but we're gonna need a fifth sales guy, because right now we've got so much work, and it's
Sure.
never. And so you see him go on your schedule. It's like, okay, I had this appointment with this cancellation, because people nowadays, they're not willing to wait for anything. Well,
Yeah.
being a company, and we only have 12 employees,
Yeah.
we're a month. So the cancellation of, hey, they couldn't get here for a month to even talk to us about the roof, it's going to be another 2 months before they get here. So most of the time, any of our cancellations are, hey, we can't get there in time.
Yeah. But once you sell it, you
Oh,
don't really deal
no,
with can. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
sell it unless you had a crazy life event that happened, um, something like that. Yeah, we rarely ever have any cancellations.
Yeah. That's
So
good. That's
yeah.
good. All right, last question, Ben. Boy, I really appreciate you getting so in depth in your process, especially walking us through the actual presentation piece. I think that's going to help a lot of people that watch or listen to this. But just in wrapping up, what's your why? Like, what keeps you motivated? Where do you see yourself in another 10 years? You're a super young guy. I mean, you hoping to keep the business rolling for many years after your dad finally hangs it up.
Yeah. So as far as what's my why, obviously, I think my biggest thing is with Bakeris Roofing. One, I love my job, so I don't really need to have a why, because I'm one of those guys who I wake up every day and I'm like, I get to go to work. It's not I have to go. I get to go to work. Obviously, making new relationships. If you can't tell over the interview, I'm a huge extrovert.
Yeah.
I'm huge into winning people over.
Yeah.
So I love going into new houses, meeting new people. It gets me going. So if I sell a roof after, I'm fist bumping in my van to some music, happy, ready for the next one.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me is my dad has worked his butt off to build this legacy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been 30 years of grinding nonstop, and he's done a fantastic job. And I want to continue that legacy on.
That's
I want to
great.
make Bakeris Roofing is, the top rated name in the Des Moines area until maybe, it's my kid has it or whatever the case may be is. But really, it's continuing his legacy, continuing our family name. That's what makes it tough with the last name being your last name.
Sure.
Because you don't want to mess up anything. So another thing is just continuing. I like to say that I live in the moment, and I'm a very passionate person. So
Yeah.
keep energy in other people and seeing other people get excited about a roof purchase. A roof, and I got these people fired up, ready to go.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So I
That's awesome.
just continuing my dad's legacy, and making sure that we stay a reputable company, and getting people motivated, making people happy. Again, I'm a super passionate person. I love bringing passion into other people's lives.
Yeah.
Obviously, the more I sell, the more money I make.
Sure.
So that's always going to be a contributing factor, to let me live my life. And I get 3 months off every year to go travel.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't winter. That's part of Iowa. That's one of the
Yeah.
best parts of living here. Um, for everyone in our company.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Our company's got such a great culture. I mean, without our office ladies, the general manager, my dad, everyone, it wouldn't be possible to continue to sell and make the numbers we are. So I think I don't even need a why at this point.
You just love it.
I'm just loving what I'm doing. I'm having fun. I'm young.
Yeah.
I can tell I'm starting to get older because I'm starting to get wrinkles on my forehead like my dad. So,
It's only going to get worse, buddy. It's only
yeah,
going to get worse.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny. Where'd you travel to this last week?
So
Fun
last
note.
winter, so like I said, I got a twin brother. He lives in Denver. Two cousins who live in Denver. I'm huge into skiing. I'm huge
Okay.
into biking. I'm a huge biker. So my dad is he's an adventure junkie. So he
Yes,
kind
he
of,
is.
but he's got a van he travels out of. My brother's got a van. So this last winter, I was in Colorado for 2 weeks. Then I went to California. Then I went to Oregon. I've got some friends in Oregon to do some skiing. Then I went to Utah. Then I went back to Colorado. The year previously, I was in Arizona this year too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, and I don't, I don't have, it's me here. So I got
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
nothing holding me in Iowa in those months. So
Sure.
I'm just traveling, and most of the time I'm outdoors. I'm a huge nature guy. So
That's great.
mountains, I'm skiing, I'm biking, I'm doing things like that. So I kind of went all over. I would love to get back to Europe. That's where my
Yeah.
family originated from. So I got to go there 2 years ago and meet some family members I had never
Oh,
met. So
cool.
maybe this year I'll be back in Europe with the COVID restrictions kind
Oh,
of.
yeah. Down.
Hopefully that's where I get to this year. Who knows? But I'm definitely going to continue my traveling because that's another one of my whys. Working here, seeing success obviously allows me to have some financial availability to go do this traveling. So I guess
Right.
the why is more the traveling for me. It
Yeah.
allows me to continue to live my fun lifestyle. So
Yeah. Hey, when you're in your early 20s, you got to do that kind of
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah. If
that's
you're not,
great.
so
Yeah, good stuff. Well, Ben, thanks so much for all your time. I know we went over a little longer than I anticipated, but
yeah,
you dropped a lot of great info. So I
yeah.
appreciate your time, buddy.
Yeah, and thank you again for having me on the podcast. This is my first one I've ever been on. I
Yeah,
truly enjoyed it, and it's great getting to meet you. Even though we've had to reschedule this 5 to 10 times, but
it's all
good
right. It worked out well.
on
It
here.
worked out well.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. That's Ben Bakeris of Bakeris Roofing in Runnells, Iowa. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. If so, please like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on your favorite podcast player, please leave us a 5-star review. The 2 seconds you take to leave a review will help other success-minded contractors like you find us and hopefully get a little bit better, which elevates our entire industry. And please join me for future episodes. This has been The Successful Contractor, powered by CertainPath.
Support for this podcast comes from pulseM. pulseM is the #1 review generation platform built for home services. The majority of CertainPath members use pulseM for Google reviews, customer communication through text messaging, and much more. To quote Bubba Thurman of Baker Brothers, "I can't say enough good things about pulseM. They match our core values and they do an unbelievable job." For more information, please visit pulseM.me. The Successful Contractor Podcast is part of the CertainPath family. CertainPath builds successful home service businesses and has for 23 years. We do it by providing contractors with a proven path to success, professional coaching, software solutions, and a member community of over 1,000 contractors just like you. Doubling your sales with a 20% net profit and an inspiring company culture is all possible. Let us show you the way. With CertainPath, success is made certain. Visit www.mycertainpath.com for more information.